And greetings, everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're back today to do my look back at a classic rock album. Today I've chosen to do yeah, I think it is. Anyways, this album was released 1978, June the 20th. Studio was recorded at Sound City in Van Nuys, I believe that's what it is. 37, almost 38 minutes in length, which is about normal for me back then. Okay, so for the personnel in the band, we have Lou Gramm on lead vocals and percussion. We have Mick Jones on lead guitar, lead vocals, backing vocals, and he does play some acoustic piano, which is just piano here. Ian McDonald and vocals. And then Al Greenwood on keyboards. We also have Ed Gillardy on bass and vocals, and Dennis Elliott on the drums. So this album came out like in 78. So for me, I was trying to think about when I purchased this album or how I recommending things. And we had talked about Foreigner as a band. So again, we did one of those, I think we did one of those things where he gets one and I get the other. So I think he got the debut album because I'm sure I never owned that one. And then I got this one, and then we swapped. We would cassette it and send the cassettes. Winter of 78, 79 when I acquired this album. So it would have been among my first maybe half dozen to dozen albums, because at that point I would have had Hotter Than Hell, Destroyer, Rock and Roll Over, and The Two Alives. Had Pieces of Eight. By then, my friend who had bought it in gold, I also bought it the winter of right after it from Styx. But I had the regular copy, and I also would have had this. I probably had a couple of other albums too. First ones. So, but not this copy, because at that point in time, CDs did not exist, and it was all vinyl. So, anyways, that's kind of my history of this. So, in that time period, I was kind of experimenting with a lot of music in 78, 79, and started getting more heavily into certain types of this was definitely one of them. There's no doubt about it. So bands like this and Canadian band April Wine, those type of bands who are hard but not super hard. This was probably a little more popular than April Wine would have been. But overall, that's I've made a few notes, but I will just basically refer to them indiscreetly because this album is I've become quite familiar with. There's my glasses, here they are. So I'm quite familiar with this album, at least in the time period that when I had it, I played it a ton. Very poppy. A couple of what we might call ballads. So in the case of this, it starts out with the song Hot Blooded. This is a heavy riffing song, that really catchy song. Lyrics are good. Vocals are excellent here from sorry, Lou Gramm. One of my favorite tracks on this album, and really good vocals again by Lou Gramm on this particular track. You're All I Am, that's kind of a bit of a ballad. There's another one later on the album, but it's a bit of a ballad song. I never really loved that song too much, but I never hated it either. Love Has Taken Its... Back Where You Belong. That's one of the two Mick Jones vocal songs. Very different sounding voice than Lou Gramm. High and smooth, but didn't have that kind of strength to his voice that you get from Lou Gramm. This was not a bad song. This is overly heavy and maybe a little power pop-ish here. Then you got the big track on the album, Double Vision. Well, some people would say Hot Blooded, but I think Double Vision's the better track. Heavier. The guitar on it is really good. Lots of heavy stuff going on here. I think Lou Gramm's voice is perfect for this song as well. Memorable at times. I forget what it sounds like, and then I go back, play it. Oh yeah, I remember now. I Have Waited So Long. This is the other Mick Jones track, another decent track. I think the Back Where You Belong is a better track. This one, not so much of a great track. A little bit on the which is a good deep track cut here on this album. So overall, I think this is a pretty strong album for them. Maybe their best, I think. I mean, I know that some people prefer the kind of later after 4, with the 4 and onward. They like that stuff a little bit more because it's a little bit more poppy and more all their albums are fairly commercial sounding. This one and the first one aren't as much as the others. Also, this one had Ian MacDonald. So the first 3 albums with Ian MacDonald on there, formerly of King Crimson. Yeah, how does that fit, right? How does the guy go from playing with King Crimson to playing with Foreigner? I don't really know, but he did. Albums. I like Ian MacDonald quite a bit, but he left after the Double Vision to go on to do his own thing. So anyways, this is an excellent poppy kind of hard rock album. Got enough hard rock on here that I could classify this as a bit of a hard rock album. Anyways, it's much appreciated for these 2 things. Any comments about the album or anything, you can put in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And we will be back next Monday with another look back at another classic rock album. And I hope to see you there then. So take care and have a good day. Bye.